Hello and welcome to another edition of Miike Monday with me, the Heart Critic, where on a Monday we look at the films of one of my favourite directors, Takashi Miike. And today I'll be looking at one of Miike's more recent works and also one of the best ones he's done in the last few years, and that is the 2014 horror film Over Your Dead Body, aka Kueme. The film follows two lovers who are starring in a new play based on the famous Yotsuya Kaiden ghost story. They are busy with rehearsals, and as the play unfolds, it starts to mirror things that are happening in the couple's real-life relationship. And as the tension mounts, it slowly escalates to a horrific crescendo. Now on the surface, this could easily be mistaken as just another unreal ghost film that you could pretty much lump in with the hundreds of others that are in existence. But this film is so much more than that, and is in fact a great, slow-burning, atmospheric horror. Now the majority of it, they literally just show the actors rehearsing the play, which is based, like I mentioned, on the Yotsuya Kaiden story, which is a traditional revenge ghost story. Now the play is actually done on a revolving set, which is fantastically designed. And they actually film it in a way to make it look like a normal movie, so this almost feels like two movies in one, with the story of the play and the story of the actors, both of which become linked. The cinematography here is excellent. They have a great use of lighting and really utilize that stage really well. And they have some lovely long takes as well, where the camera slowly tracks along. And the acting is also really good, with the cast including the likes of Ibizo Ichikawa, Ko Shibazaki, and Hideaki Ito, all of whom put on strong performances. Now the actual horror itself is quite minimal and only really comes towards the end. This is a very steadily paced 95-minute movie that is all about the build-up, with the horror slowly creeping in. And they create this eerie and curious atmosphere which they manage to keep throughout, all leading up to a very satisfying payoff. And there are no jump scares here, thankfully, but there are some bloody and what the fuck moments which are always a plus. And the climax itself actually has a certain level of ambiguity to it, as well as a nice little twist which I found to be really interesting. These kind of slow burn horror films are really hard to pull off well, especially because you've really got to manage to draw your audience in and keep them there. But I think Miike and his crew really do that successfully here, especially with how the play is done, as well as creating a sense of intrigue that managed to keep you invested. And like I said, I definitely thought the payoff for it was very strong. Now if you're looking for something more intense and full on and scary, then you may not enjoy this that much. And also I think the pacing might be off-putting for some people, or might make it hard for people to really get into. And I think another good Miike film to compare it to is perhaps Audition, in the way that it's executed, because that's another one where it's all about that slow build up to the horror. And although this film isn't as intense or crazy or even as good, it's still just like brilliantly executed and a very enjoyable experience. I do think you have to be in the right mood to watch it, and I definitely do not recommend it if you are feeling a little sleepy at all, because I made that mistake when I first watched it with my fiance. But if you can get into it, I think it's a very worthwhile film. It nicely blends the traditional ghost story and elements of Japanese horror classics like Onibaba and Kaiden with a more modern setting and ideas, which makes for an excellent horror film that I'd give 4 hearts out of 5. I definitely recommend it if you like your slow burn horror films, and also I think it should be high on anyone's Miike watch list. But for now, thank you for watching. I am the Heart Critic, and this has been my heartfelt opinion, and I shall see you next time.